Good morning and warm welcome all the students, guardians and the viewers who have been watching us in Kalika SD TV live and YouTube as well as from Facebook Live. It's a distance teaching learning program and I am your mathematics teacher Prakash Subedi. I have been teaching for standard 9. So in yesterday's class we discussed about laws of indices and the same lesson is going on today as well. So before I begin today's class, let me revise in short what we have completed up to now. So let's go to the slide please. So we can see in the slide, so what we have studied up to now. This is what we begin through. We follow laws of indices mainly for two operations, they are multiplication and division. This is the most important thing. Next we discussed these all example for laws of indices and you can see this 6 laws, mainly these 6 laws we should focus, dear student. Multiplying indices, dividing indices, raising a power to a power, power of 0, fractional indices and negative indices. Then we studied similarly, you can see these are the main slide that I discussed. Next, yesterday we also discussed about this all as revision in laws of indices revision. Yesterday we did this all. After that, these are the question that you have already done. This question we did yesterday and so next we are going to study today some more question we will do. You can see. Okay, so dear student, please you can take a snap of these questions and I request you all to practice these following questions and you will be practicing these questions today, and from these all questions I am going to do some example for you. So let's see in the board please. Even though yesterday also we did, from this practice question I am going to take at first this f number 9/23 to the power 59/23 divided by 9/23 to the power 13/23. So dear student, you need to remember that in case of laws of indices we must focus on the same base. For such type of question we should look for the same base, and base, base can be in rational form, it can be a whole number or anything else. Like here you can see in this question 9/23 is in the bracket, 9/23 is in the bracket. You can see in the first term there is a power 59/23. This is the power in fraction form. You can see this is the power and this is the power of what? This is not only the power of 9, neither it is only the power of 23. This is the power of 9/23. And similarly here 13/23, this is the power, fractional power in the form of fraction, and this is not only the power of 9, this is also the power of 23, or simply you can say this is the power of 9/23. If you compare these two bases, you get the same, and the same base here is 9/23. This is the common base, and you can see the sign of operation is division. As I have been focusing you, dear student, the laws of indices are used only in two operations, and the operations are multiplication and division, and here the sign is division. This is why we can use the laws of indices. So according to the laws of indices, what to do? As this is division sign, we subtract the power. This becomes 59 out by 23 minus 13 by 23. This power is subtracted because division sign is in the middle. If it was multiplication, we would add here. This minus becomes plus if this division becomes multiplication. But in case of if it was plus, if it was the addition sign, if it was the sign of subtraction, we would not have to do it this way. We could not do it by this way, because in case of addition and subtraction we cannot use laws of indices. So now finally this is a simple question. I hope my dear student you have understood it clearly. So this is 23, this is 23, it came as LCM, then 59 minus 13, it becomes 9 over 23 to the power 46 over 23. This 23 cuts it 2 times. So finally what is the answer? 9 over 23 square. You can leave this answer or you can expand it like according to the power sharing. You can also write it like 9 square by 23 square. So 9 square is 9 into 9. 23 square is 23 into 23. And what the result comes? You can try by yourself. 9 into 9 how much? 23 into 23 how much? This will be the answer. This can be simplified in this form, or as we are learning laws of indices, you can leave here. And this is just one more law that I have shared today. This square is common for both 9 and 23. So this power 2 is shared by 9 and 23. Okay. Now let me do one more example of this type. So I can take one question. You can see the question in the slide, please. Okay, let's see there. So I am now going to take one more example, and that is going to be K number. You can see 5 over 9 to the power minus 1 by 4. Please look at question number K. You have seen it in the screen. Then there is a whole to the power minus 3 by 2. So now let's see in the board, please. You can see, look, it's amazing type of question. You may feel like, oh my God, power, 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 how many powers are there? But this is one of the simplest question using the laws of indices. We have learned lots of laws. I revised you what we have completed till yesterday, the laws of indices, and using what happens when there is a raise in the power to a power. So what do we do in that case? Using the laws of indices, here we can write 5 over 9. What is the first power? Minus 1 by 4. And let's remove this curly bracket, and you know that from the junior classes, bracket normally when we remove the bracket, then which operation comes there? Multiplication comes. This is why let's minus 1 by 4 cross 8 by 3, because power of the power, these two powers should be multiplied. Again you can see there is a big bracket, and outside of it there is another power into minus 3 over 2. All three powers are multiplied. So which rule, which law of indices did we use here? We use the rule, it is because as per the laws of indices, if a to the power m to the power n, this is the case, a power raised to a power, then it becomes these two powers should be multiplied like this. Do you think you have understood, dear student? Yeah, obviously this is law of indices that we used for this case. Here m and n 2 are here, so 2 multiplied, here power of the power of the power. Look, at first minus 1 by 4, 2 power 2 8 over 3, 2 power minus 3 by 2. In such case all the powers should be multiplied to get the result. And now look, this multiplication of fraction from junior classes, you have the concept. This 3 we can cut. This 2 cut 8 4 times, and 4 and 4 we can cut. Then finally it becomes 5 over 9. You can see here is minus 1 into, this is also minus, dear student, minus 1. There is nothing, it means 1 is there. So minus and minus, it becomes plus. So 5 over 9 is the answer. We are simplifying. You know, in mathematics you simplify lots of the problems. Simplify means to get the answer in the simplest form. So we simplified from here and we got the answer in simplest form. This is the answer. So this way I have shown you these 2 examples more, and now I request to look at the slide once again. That will be your homework. So please practice the following questions, model 1 that we started yesterday. You can do these questions and then you can make a PDF and send in Google Classroom. I will give you the code of Google Classroom as well. So dear student, now let's learn about second model today, and we are learning this in standard 9, dear student, but it works for upper level as well. The concept of laws of indices is used for 10 and some upper level as well. So now you have seen clearly in the screen there. I have left my Google Classroom code as well. So now let me do one question from those example. I am taking the example first one. You can also copy the question in your copy, please. First question, please. Cube root x to the 4, x to the power 5, y to the power 7 into next cube root 2 to the power minus 1 x to the power 4 y2. Sorry, the question is like this. Okay. So look at the board, please. First question, A number. I am going to give you one example of this model. This is second model in laws of indices that we are learning today. So here suddenly sword came. You can see we are learning laws of indices. Sword is also a part of indices, because this sword we can write every sword in the form of indices. Yesterday I revised you some laws of indices. According to it, that you have learned that nth root a to the power m can be written as a to the power m over n. It means this power here under the sword you can see a to the power m is there. Under the sword you can see a to the power m is there. When you want to remove the sword, dear student, you need to divide this power of a, you need to divide this power of a by root. This is the order of the sword. This is nth root, so we divided this internal power of a to the power m is here. If you remove the sword, then this m should be divided by order of the sword. Simply, just to remember, it is not mathematical term, it is not the rule. So sword looks like a cap, dear student. So to remove the cap, simply remember you need to divide internal power by cap number. Let's take it as a cap number, not mathematically, just to remember this is order of the sword. If order of the sword is cap number, You can remember it like to remove the sword, we divide the power by cap number. Cap number is n, we divide this m by cap number n. Thank you. This process is going to be used here. And one more important thing. So, we have studied about like terms, like fraction, unlike fraction, those things for such type of multiplication and division as well. As I said you, we are learning laws of indices, and mostly these laws works for two operations, they are multiplication and division. And as the sign between these two sword is multiplication, obviously we can use laws of indices here. And let's you should focus on the order of the sword. So, this I have just told you, this is order of the sword, this is order of the sword. You can see both the swords are of same order. This sword order is 3, this sword order is 3, and the sign between them is multiplication, whether it is multiplication or it is division. We can use laws of indices in both the case. And if the order of the sword is same, now one more important, one more easy method we can follow. We can make a big sword form like this, or as I have said you, order of the sword is 3, and what I said, let us remember, just to remember, if it is cap, if we take sword as a cap and 3 as a cap number, look at the cap number, it is 3, look at the cap number, it is 3. So, let us make a big cap, because both cap having the same cap number. So, we can put all the terms inside the same cap. This is why I have made a big cap, okay, of number 3. Now, whatever is there inside, write everything. 4 x to the power 5 y to the power 7 in first sword, in the middle multiplication, and there is 2 x to the power 4 y to the power 2. Yes. Now we make pair of like terms together. So, this is a numeral, this is a numeral. So, let me write them together. This is x to the power 5, this is x to the power 4, they are like term. Let me write them together. This is y and this is also y, they are also like terms. Let me write them together. So, in this way, look, we can simplify very easily. This is 4 into 2, it is 8, or let me write it once like this. 2 2s are 4, multiplication sign, then 2 into, this is x, this is x, both are same like terms. So, we can add their power, 5 plus 4. Look, power should be added because the sign between the terms is multiplication. Into, this is y, this is also y, we can write single y and we can add the power, that is 7 plus 2. Let me remind you what rule, what law of indices we have used here, because a to the power m into a to the power n is equal to a to the power m plus n. So, this rule is used here, the student. Next, now this one is 2 cube into x to the power 9 into y to the power 9. I hope you have no need to explain this step, this is very simple for you. Now, finally, we are getting answer. I have told you, and still you can see in the board, here I have written nth root a to the power m means a to the power m over n. This cap number, this order of the sword has divided the power. Same that method we are going to use here, that law. So, here what should we do? At first write whatever inside there, inside the sword, 3. Already can't, let me write same as they are. 2 cube, 2 cube, x to the power 9, x to the power 9, y to the power 9, y to the power 9. Can we remove the sword like this? No, of course not, we cannot. So, which method, which rule we should follow? Obviously, this rule we are going to follow now. It means we need to divide this internal power by cap number, by this order of the sword. So, this power should be divided by order of the sword. Order of the sword is 3, order of the sword is 3, order of the sword is 3. So, here let me mention the rule. Which rule is used here? The rule that is used here is, if there is nth root a to the power m and we are removing the sword, we need to divide the power of a by order of the sword. Using this rule for 1, 2, 3 terms separately, we get the result like this. Now, finally, 3, 3 we can cut, 3 cut it 3 times, 3 cut it 3 times. And what is the result? 2 to the power 1, no need to write, and x cube is there, and y cube is there, 2 to the power 1. So, final answer, no need to write power 1, 2 x cube y cube is the answer. In this way, we can solve this. So, now this is the example of multiplication form. Now, let me again show you the questions in the slide, please. I will do one more question, then that will be enough for you. So, look at last number, please. Please, dear student, you write question number I in your copy. I am going to do this question now. This is why I request you to write question number I, to copy question number I, please. I hope you have copied, you are copying question number I of this model. Okay, I hope you have copied cube root 16 x to the power 7 y to the power 7 upon cube root 2 x to the power 4 y. Thank you. I hope you have copied. Now, let me simplify this in the board, please. Okay, these questions you have already copied, I believe, in my dear student. So, here you can see again order of the sword is 3, order of the sword is 3. Today we are learning about the same order swords. You can see both the swords are having the same order, and as I have said to you, you can take it like cap number, just to remember, not mathematically. Your cap number is 3, cap number is 3. Both of them are having same cap number. This is why directly, make a big cap. I made big cap because both the swords are having same cap number. So, why not to keep them into the same cap? But we can follow this method only when the sign of operations are multiplication and division. So, this will be 16 x to the power 7 y to the power 7 over 2 x to the power 4 y. After that, dear student, order of the sword is 3. This 16 can be written as 2 to the power 4 x to the power 7 y to the power 7 over 2 x to the power 4 into y to the power nothing, nothing means 1, 2 to the power nothing, nothing means 1. I hope you understood it. For 16 I wrote 2 to the power 4. I hope you understood. I have just done like this, 2 8s 8 times, 2 4 times, 2 2 times. So, 16 means how many 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 16 is same as 2 to the power 4. Okay. Now, use the law of indices. 2 is here, 2 is here, base are same. X, X, base are same. Y, Y, base are same. Now, let us operate, let us simplify the terms with the same base using law of indices. So 2 to the power 4, this one goes up and it becomes minus 1. Into x to the power 7 is already there. This is plus 4 goes up and it becomes minus 4. I have said here it goes up and it becomes negative, but this is the rule. We have already discussed about the laws of indices. Into y to the power 7 is there, 1 goes up and it becomes minus 1. After that, and you don't be confused, where is the denominator gone? It has not gone anywhere. Using the laws of indices, this 2 to the power 1, power goes up and no need to write 2 in the denominator because it has gone to the numerator. Next, let me explain the rule here. Which rule is used here? Because a to the power m over a to the power n, base is same. A is the base, A is the base. In this case, we can write it a to the power m minus n. This laws of indices is used in this step. Now 4 minus 1, everybody knows it is 3. 7 minus 4, everybody knows it is 3. 7 minus 1, everybody knows it is 6. Then, now finally, this is the time to remove the cap, remove the sword. Yes, and while removing the sword, what to do? Let's divide the power of internal terms inside the sword by the cap number. What is cap number? It is order of the sword. So, look what is there. Radicant, write everything same as they are, every term same as they are. Look, can I remove this sword directly like this? We cannot. Now what do? We divide all the powers by cap number, by the order of the sword. 2 to the power 3 is here. This 3 should be divided by this 3. X cube is here. This 3, x cube, this 3 should be divided by order of the sword. Y to the power 6 is here. This 6 should be divided by order of the sword. Now you can cut it. 3 cut it twice. So what is left, dear student? 2x y square is the answer. And which property is used here? We use the property a to the power m over n. This step to this step, to remove the sword, we use this laws of indices. So dear student, we practiced some questions today, and I request you to do these questions and model 1 and model 2. You can see the video in YouTube and you can find out your practice question today. I have given you practice question from both the models. Thank you so much for learning with me. I will again come tomorrow with the same lesson with model number 3. Till then, goodbye, namaste, have a good day and